Hello and welcome to the DFS underscore PhD show for today, the 22nd of December. Remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Might as well be us. Hey, congrats, Sheets. If it's not going to be me, if Foster Moreau is not going to run routes and Juwan Johnson is going to run routes, which is what always happens. I was just counting on that goal line tide. They're going to get there. Now, the crazy part about this was, now, congrats again. Got a little unlucky because there were only 13 dupes of this lineup. So how did it split 23 ways? Well, because there were two different lineups that had the exact same number of points. This is so wild. And I know roughly how often this happens for Madden. It's like 1 in 500. It's a couple times a year this happens to me in Madden, where you chop with somebody and you look at the lineup, and it's not just a two for two swap. It's like completely different. So I thought that was pretty wild that I mean, it makes sense in a two for two swap, but whenever there's like three or four guys, I don't even understand. I mean, it requires a little bit of math class to figure out how it's even possible. But congrats again. Very cool. Tough luck for Sheets though. That should have been like 50K. All right. So on to today's slate. Easiest slate we've had in a while. So yeah, that's not going to be that much to talk. Oh, I didn't click the button? I thought I clicked the button. Okay. Oh, previous lineups. Where's our exposures at then? Lineups? There's no lineups here. Come on, man. Don't tell me, oh yeah, don't make me throw away these lineups. You didn't build any lineups. I know I told you to. That's okay. Very frustrating. But today is not a tough slate. That's probably why I didn't click the button, because you know who should be on your team, right, guys? Jaden Hardy should be on your team. I am locking him in. I don't understand 65%. I don't understand it. I don't understand that at all. He should be in 100% of your lineups. He should be 90% owned by the field. Chump behavior. Chump behavior for him to be anything but 90% owned. So I'm going to lock him. I mean, that's 43%, beat 35% of people for free. Now, beyond that, we do have other value. That's probably why he's not 100%, but it's not that good of value besides him. Like, it's all fine, but we're talking, he is like 20% better value than the next guy. Because Seth Curry, he still has to hit his shots, right? And like, I said 50% for now is my max on Curry. But if I'm being honest, like, probably go 30% or something, because he's got to hit his shots. That Seth Curry's not getting there on volume rebounds or volume assists. He's just not that guy. So I think I'm going to go down to 35% or 30% Curry just to see. We've got other options today. Tons and tons and tons of other options of guys who do get stats. So Joel Embiid. 100% seems like a lot. Up at the top, him and Jokic, probably about the same. What do I get if I make them exactly the same play? Because I mean, right, we have Murray back, so they're not quite the same play. But if I limit Jokic to like 65% or Embiid to like 65% and core, what does that leave me with? We pop up some Jokic. Yeah, all right, that's what I was hoping would happen. And some KD. Okay, cool. So now, yeah, Hardy and Eubanks, plug them in. Don't do anything else. Don't get cute. Eubanks, we were playing Eubanks when he was a backup, right? And tonight, okay, if he's a backup, again, get off him, right? So first of all, he's a great play even as a backup. I know that. But if he's going to be 46.5% owned and we find out 30 minutes before lock he's a backup, you get off of him and you play Chimizi Metu 100% because that's who else would start here. That's the other possible play, right? So currently we're projecting Eubanks for 30 minutes, Metu for 20 minutes, which gives them 2 minutes of playing together, which is not going to happen. But besides that point, actually, maybe somebody at Saber Sims finally watching my videos and not making their 4 and 5s add up to 48 anymore. But that's not likely. So I don't really understand what they're doing there. I don't think those guys, I did not put in a rule. So on a normal slate, you would consider like one or the other of Metu or Eubanks, and you would change their projections. But on this slate, the only one of those I did was Poeltl and Precious because they're both going against Embiid. And so 15% that Poeltl stays out of foul trouble and absolutely smashes because they leave him on the floor next to Embiid and he gets 32, 34, whatever. And equally good chance, 15% chance he gets in foul trouble in the first 2 minutes against Embiid, and we have Precious for 30 minutes or something, right? So either way, those two guys I think you have to have in the field today. Besides that, I think just too much real value. Don't get too cute beyond that. Yeah. So like Embiid, real value. Derek Jones Jr., real value. Grant Williams, real value. Josh Richardson? Yes, no, not on this slate. 15% for Josh Richardson. Watch him be the piece you need. But it's just not, there's no, the case for it is not as strong as these other guys. Seth Curry, Kuminga. Yeah, that's all fine. I don't really want more than 30. What, Kuminga like cheap? He might be cheap. Whatever it is. Don't know how I'm exactly changing that. Okay. New computer and new filming situation. So my apologies for any weird stuff. But yeah, I think that's most of the plays at this point in the slate. Not getting to that much Metu at this time. I think it's probably, it looks like there's a background rule that SaberSim's doing with a one or the other of Eubanks or Metu. I've got 90% Eubanks, 10% Metu. I don't, well, it's probably getting there because you don't need both of them, right? Like they're not the top two values. If you're going to take two values, you take Hardy and Eubanks, and then you don't need more values because those guys are really cheap. Maybe take AJ Lawson too, because we got 65% of him. So yeah, was that 255%? So I have 2.5 of Hardy, Eubanks, and Lawson in every lineup, right? And if you want to include Embiid, then I've got three of the four in every lineup. So yeah, that's about as tight a core as I'm ever going to have. I don't feel strongly about Embiid versus Jokic though, so I'm going to make the core the scrubs. The core is going to be Hardy, Eubanks, and Lawson, and you can choose. Like Embiid's fine. I think he's better than Jokic, but it's like 2 to 1. Who knows? Jokic could go off on any given slate, give you 75. Embiid could go off on any given slate, give you 75. I don't really think any of these other guys can go off and give you 75. I mean, even if Sabonis gets his triple double, it's like a 55-60 triple double. Oh, Bam's back? Bam's back. All right, Bam's back. That's good. All right, well, that it's not that consequential because we've got a lot of other better plays, but oh yeah, Kuminga, I just don't feel strong. So it's only 6 games. Oh yeah, that's the other thing. I brought up the old SaberSim because uh I wanted to go to an old contest from like 2 days ago, and I went to review because this is a weird slate with 6 games on it. And I'm not sure what I did. Like, what's the winning stuff? 4 games. What about Sunday? We got 6 games? No. What about Saturday? 9 games. What about last Friday? 8 games. A 6 gamer is pretty weird. That's why I'm trying to find something similar. A 7 gamer last December 14th. Let's check that out. Because I say $500 wiggle room, but like that's not based on science. So let's go do some science. By science, I mean contest review. Since this is the holidays for us are a time for contest review. Okay, so bum bum bum. Oh, all contests. Yeah, I don't care really about the and one. I want to find out what won the actual money, which is only 50K, but $15. So these are where the people put their best shots. Okay, Scout with a win at negative sim ROI. Okay, but my point was 49.7. So 300 on the table, 49.9, 50, 49.9, 49.9, 49.9, 50, 49.8, 49.8, 49.8. So we've only got, I mean, the guy who won was 49.7, but beyond that, it looks like our standard range of 49.8 to 50 is capturing all of the rest of the top. Tom. So okay, I mean that's sharp. That's stochastic. So the stochastic CEO is leaving 300 on the table. I think we have to have it in the pool, leaving $300 on the table. Yeah, it's like it's speculative even on this size of slate, but I don't know. Let's look at our how many 100 on the table, 400 on the table. And that's the thing. This is like there's so much value, right? So I'm not sure if did our comp slate have that level of value? Control tab. How do I even look at players? Then we go to value. Oh, right. Actual, yeah, we did have value. It looks like this was we had Colin Sexton, THT, Olynyk was starting, Fontecchio. Okay, so this was a slate. We also had a lot of condensed ownership and value, and we still had $300 as the range. So for me in the range today, I've set it at 500. I think that's probably too much. I think for later, for my rerun, I'll set it at 49.7. That captures everybody who won the last similar site kind of slate. Now, granted, that's one slate. If you wanted to do this, if you got a little more time on your hands, go check out the last, I don't know, 6 gamers-ish, 6, 7, 8, 5 games, and just see what are the winners of the big competition. How do they look? Because that's how the winner of the big competition is going to look tonight. Things do not change. This is the same. So, like the games, the NBA games are different, but the DraftKings game is the same every night. And so make sure that you are playing it to win. But yeah, that's obviously what am I even telling you? Like, you're trying to win every night. I know you're trying to win every night. Some days you play Sam Merrill, you don't win. So that's how it goes. Some days you're at the airport, you can't get your late swaps to go go through, and so you're like, okay, well, guess we're sticking with what we're sticking with, and it's not good. You don't want to do that. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, no screenshots for me, unfortunately. All my screenshots. Let's go. And just one more time, look at this lineup before I let it go. I'm pretty happy about yesterday for Thursday night football. Like I told you that I thought SaberSim was splitting the baby on the wide receiver three. You can't split the baby. One or the other of Demarcus Robinson and Tutu was going to get the full workload. So you need to project it that way. So I'm glad I told you one important thing and got you a little bit of help. And I mean, even Jawan Johnson, right? Like he's one of those tight ends I was kind of like yelling about. Unfortunately, I noticed after lock that every single one of my lineups had gone with Foster Moreau of my like Millie lineups. So I had Jawan Johnson even captain and some other like in the $3, but I knew once Jawan Johnson was getting all of the work, I was like, I thought we would maybe get some two tight end sets, maybe pop Foster Moreau on a couple short ones, but no. Jawan Johnson was absolutely roasting the linebacker on him, and there was no need to go to more creative options. But yeah, for today, I've told you everything. For the slate, play Hardy, play Eubanks, play Lawson. And remember, you're good enough, you're strong enough, and gosh darn it, someone's got to win that money. Might as well be us. And hey, congrats again, Sheets and Tom and all the other guys in on the chop. Pretty cool chop. I always love it when there's two distinct lineups that do tie, although it kind of ruins each of their uniqueness. Might as well be us.